Welcome back. In lessons 1 through 13, we've gone through quite a bit of material. Maybe you're starting to sound good, but more importantly, I hope you're enjoying the process. That's the most important part of all of this, the journey. Up until this point, we've spoken a lot about chords and scales. Chords and scales are obviously very important and essential elements of playing music. But if I had to pick one thing that's the most important of everything, it's rhythm. After all, that's where music started. Rhythm is within us. It's our heartbeat. It keeps us going and it keeps us moving forward. The same goes for music. All of the songs and exercises that we've learned so far have been in 4/4 time signatures. That means we've counted to 4 for every song. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 is the most common time signature in Western music. But there are other time signatures that are commonly used in songs as well. Today we're going to learn about 2 new time signatures, 3/4 and 6/8. We'll learn the song Amazing Grace in 3/4 and one of my compositions that I wrote for this course in 6/8. It's called Moonset. 3/4 and 6/8 time signatures have things in common, but at the end of the day, they feel quite different from each other. Here's a quick example of something in 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice that before I started playing, I counted to 3 twice in a row to establish the rhythmic feel as well as the tempo of the exercise. You've heard me count to 4 quite a few times now to establish feel and tempos for the other songs and exercises that we've learned. But in this lesson, you're only going to hear me count to 3 or 6. We're going to brush right past 4. Now that you heard a little bit of 3/4, I'll play you the same chord progression in a 6/8 rhythm so you can feel the difference between the two of them. This time I'll count to 6 twice before I start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's dive into the time signature 3/4. For those of you following along with the music theory, I'll give a quick explanation of 3/4. If you don't fully understand this, it's okay. You will once we start playing in a minute. You'll feel it. In 3/4 time signature, the 3 indicates how many counts per measure, and the 4 indicates what kind of rhythmic value gets 1 count. The 3 means that there are 3 counts per measure, and the 4 means that each count is a quarter note. So, to start off with the way we count 3/4 is pretty simple. Put your fingers on a C chord and play with me. Count along out loud as well. That will help you feel it and internalize the rhythm. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop. So, pretty simple. We just counted to 3 and we played C chords. Do you feel how that's different from 4/4 though? Don't worry if you don't. I promise you will. Just keep practicing and listening to music. One classic example of a song in 3/4 time signature is Amazing Grace. In your workbook, you have the chord progression for Amazing Grace in the key of C, meaning the notes in the melody come from the C major scale, and so do the notes in the chords. There may be some exceptions. Music does not follow rules. It's creativity and it's art. There will always be exceptions. One exception in Amazing Grace is that we have a C7 chord. The C7 chord does not occur naturally in the key of C major, but it makes things more interesting. C7 chord, index finger on the 1st fret of the first string, and you strum all 4 strings. Let's play C7 in 3/4 time. We'll count to 3 out loud, and we'll play C7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now let's take a look at the music for the song Amazing Grace, focusing on the chords which are written on top of each line. In the beginning of the song, there's a 3/4. Now that we're dealing with more than one time signature, 4/4, make sure when you start a song that you take a look at the counting or the time signature before you start. All right, let's try the chords for Amazing Grace slowly together. The strum pattern we're going to use is down, 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 up, down, 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 up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, chords for Amazing Grace. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C. C7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3. A minor, 2, 3. G7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3. C7, 2, 3. F, C, A minor, G7, C, end on C. How did you do? Let's try that one more time. This time, play with me and really pay attention to the feel of 3/4 time. Also, this time, I'm not going to announce the chord names. I'm just going to play so we can concentrate on the sound and the feel. It's your job to follow along and switch chords at the right time. You may have to go back and practice. That's okay. In fact, that's to be expected. Okay, here we go. Amazing Grace chords. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Beginning. 1, 2, 3. Last line. Nice job. The next time signature I'd like to touch on is 6/8. 6/8 is what we call a compound time signature. 4/4 and 3/4 are simple time signatures. I'm not going to go into a full theory explanation of this because it would take too much time and you don't need to know it in order to understand or feel it. In a measure of 6/8, there are 6 eighth notes, but there are not 6 counts. There are 2 counts per measure. Each count is divided into 3 eighth notes, 2 counts in each measure. Each count is divided into 3 smaller equal parts. 6/8 goes like this. I will just play a C chord. 6/8 is usually faster than 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Do you feel the difference between 3/4 and 6/8? Don't worry if you're not feeling it yet. You will. Just keep practicing. The more you play songs, the more you'll feel it. One common strum pattern in 6/8 that I like to use is down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's play a C chord and try that rhythm once again. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we go a little bit faster, it would probably have more of the 6/8 feel to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Notice that I'm bobbing my head twice per measure because I'm feeling 2 beats. That's because I'm internalizing the rhythm. I'm making it part of myself, part of my body. It's not just on the instrument. That's a very helpful concept. Maybe you should try that. When you're practicing, tap your foot, bob your head, feel the rhythm, make it part of you. All right, now let's try my original composition, Moonset. We're going to be strumming in 6/8 time, and we're going to be using suspended chords to create melodies within chords. If you can play with me now, great. If you have to practice and come back, that's okay. Take your time. Your journey is your destination. The first line has an F chord, F sus4, add the 3rd finger, back to an F, and then an F sus2, remove the middle finger. The second line is exactly the same. Here's the first line and the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the next line starts with a C sus4 and then goes on to a C chord. So start with a C chord, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and then we will add our index finger to the 1st fret of the 2nd string to generate a C suspended 4 chord. That's where we're going to start. 3rd line of Moonset, C sus4 to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This time, let's play the first 4 lines of Moonset and then repeat them. We'll call that the A section, and we're going to play it twice. If you have to practice and come back, that's okay. If you can keep up with me now, that's also okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. C sus4, C, C sus4, C. That takes care of the first 4 lines and the repeat, so that's A section 2 times in a row. Now let's move on to the B section, or the second half of the song. This part of the song uses a D minor chord for 2 full measures of 6/8, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we switch to a G7 for a full measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next chord is a G7 sus4. Add your pinky to the 3rd fret of the 1st string with the rest of the G7 chord. And then back to a G7, so remove your pinky. Next line, 2 full measures of D minor again. And then the last line, G7, G7 sus4, G7 hold, and then you'll see at the bottom there's a direction on the bottom right of the music that says back to the beginning, which means you go back to the beginning of the song. You play until you get to the end of the fourth line, and you'll notice there that it says fine. That's Italian for the end. All right, so here is the B section for Moonset. Starting at the D minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go back to the beginning. Why don't we go through the entire song, Moonset, including the repeat? The form of the song will be A, B, A. In other words, we're playing the A section, and then we're repeating it, and then we're playing the B section one time, and then we're going back to the beginning to play the A section one last time. And then we will end at the end of the fourth line on a C chord. And now I will play Moonset for you in its entirety at a medium tempo. I'm not going to play it slowly. I'd like you to practice it slowly on your own, work up your technical facility, and work up your speed, and then come back and play with me. Deal? All right, here we go. F chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moonset. I hope that sounded good to you, like it did to me. Keep on practicing and enjoying your journey. I'll catch up with you at the next lesson.